Chosen one. This is the message you prayed for last night. In the next few minutes, you'll see why your loneliness was sacred, how to recognize when heaven finally sends alignment. You've been waking up at 2 a.m., wondering why the people you loved drifted away, why doors kept closing no matter how hard you tried. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You thought heaven was silent, but the silence was shaping you. Because what's coming next will require the version of you that learned to stand alone. If this already stirs your spirit, type 999 in the comments. That's heaven's confirmation you're ready. And stay until the end. Your next instruction is waiting. Subscribe to keep hearing what heaven's been whispering to you all along. So take a breath, because in part 1, I'll show you the truth behind your silence. Why being forgotten was never rejection. It was divine preparation. You were never forgotten. Why your silence was preparation. You've been asking heaven, why me? Why nothing's moving? Why do I feel like I'm invisible? But the truth is, you were never left behind. You were being set apart. That quiet season wasn't punishment. It was divine construction, done behind closed doors, where only heaven could see. You've been misunderstood. You've been rejected, but not because you're broken, because you were being refined. Some nights, you woke up at 2 a.m. with that heavy silence pressing on your chest. Everyone else was asleep, yet your mind was loud with questions. You sat at the kitchen table, phone in hand, scrolling through old messages that never got replies. At family gatherings, there was that one empty chair, the one that reminded you how alone you felt, even in a crowded room. That loneliness. It wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to shape you. Every pause, every delay, every unanswered prayer. Heaven was tuning you, like a musician tuning an instrument before a great performance. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. Remember this. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Jeremiah 1:5. And when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. Isaiah 43:2. These verses weren't written for someone else. They were written for you, the one who feels unseen, unheard, uncertain. But here's the first surprise. Preparation rarely looks spiritual. It often looks like hard, ordinary, boring life. While you were thinking, nothing's happening, heaven was saying, everything's happening. You just can't see it yet. The late nights, the closed doors, the constant rejections. They weren't proof that God forgot you. They were proof that He trusted you to keep going when no one clapped. Let me tell you about Susan. She's 48, a school counselor. For 20 years, she showed up early, stayed late, and quietly cared for hundreds of students. She didn't have a spotlight. No one posted her name online. She applied for a leadership role once and lost it to someone half her age. For a while, she thought she'd been forgotten too. But in year 21, everything changed. A national mentoring program reached out. They'd heard of her steady work, her compassion, her quiet consistency. They didn't want fame. They wanted someone who understood the silent years. And suddenly, all those unnoticed seasons, the late nights, the tears no one saw, became her qualification. Preparation, in heaven's language, often wears the disguise of waiting. So if you've been feeling sidelined, remember, delay is not denial. Obscurity is not absence. Silence is not abandonment. You are still seen, still chosen, still being readied. Let's make this simple. 3 truths about why your silence mattered. 1. Silence sharpens discernment. When the noise fades, you learn to hear the difference between your fear and God's whisper. In stillness, your intuition becomes clear. You stop chasing validation and start trusting direction. 2. Silence builds endurance. The waiting stretches you, strengthens you, makes you carry spiritual weight. What once broke you now barely shakes you because you've trained in the dark. 3. Silence removes the noise. You start to see who's truly for you and who's only around for what you can give. When the crowd disappears, what remains is your calling, unfiltered. These are not punishments. They're promotions disguised as pauses. And here's the twist. The thing you thought made you invisible is the very thing that will make you irreplaceable. You thought you were hidden because you weren't good enough. But you were hidden because you were too valuable to be exposed too soon. Gold isn't displayed until it's refined. And you, chosen one, you've been in the furnace, not the grave. Your quiet season is the reason your next chapter will stand. Your patience is about to pay off in presence. If you've been waiting, wondering if heaven still remembers your name, type, "I'm here," in the comments, because your acknowledgement is your activation. So take a deep breath, because the silence was only the first chapter. In the next part, we'll talk about what comes after the waiting, how heaven begins to send alignment, relationships, and opportunities that fit your purpose. Not every shiny thing is divine, but when it's real, you'll feel peace, not pressure. Stay with me, because next, I'll show you how to recognize the real thing and avoid the trap. Chosen one, remember this: you were formed for wait. You've been refined in silence, strengthened in the waiting. Now, heaven is beginning to send alignment, not just blessings, but the right people, opportunities, and partnerships that fit your calling. But here's the catch. Not every shiny thing is from heaven. Some will tempt you, some will distract, and some will even look spiritual while leaving your soul empty. Your heart has been trained for discernment. Pay attention, because the alignment that matters will bring peace, not pressure. Let's talk about the real thing, the refined woman, the refined man. For her, 1. Peace first. She doesn't demand your time, she brings calm. 2. Story of refinement. She carries scars and testimony, not perfection. 3. Complementary calling. She fuels your mission. She doesn't compete. For him, 1. Steadfast presence. He shows up even when no one is watching. 2. Wisdom from experience. Life's battles have humbled him, not hardened him. 3. Shared vision. He inspires, supports, and aligns with your calling. Here's a real example. James, 57, an ex-military turned pastor, met Lena, 49, a nurse who had served in disaster zones. Neither chased fame or popularity, but together they launched a ministry clinic that served hundreds of people. They were ordinary people in the world's eyes, but perfectly aligned in purpose. So, whether you're a man or a woman, the right alignment will feel like peace settling in your chest, not fireworks that fade in a week. Even when heaven sends, the enemy will try to imitate. Here's how to spot fakes. 1. Pressure. Does this person or opportunity bring constant stress, fear, or confusion? Example. Sarah, 46, felt rushed into a relationship because he demanded constant attention and control. She learned the hard way. Love that pressures is rarely from God. Ask yourself, does this feel life-giving or life-draining? 2. Pleasure. Temporary thrill, fun, or excitement without substance. Example. Tom, 52, was drawn to someone glamorous and charming online. Weeks later, the excitement faded, revealing selfishness and lack of depth. Ask yourself, are we building or just enjoying the high? 3. Platform. They want to use you for status, image, or opportunity. Example. Maria, 44, Realized her new friend kept inviting her to networking events just to look influential. Ask yourself, is this partnership mutual or am I a prop? Sometimes the counterfeit looks spiritual, quoting scripture, posting prayers, yet leaves you emptier than before. If it ever feels shallow or pressured, it's worth pausing. Your discernment is your protection. Here are 4 traps to watch. 1. Rushing into romance because of loneliness. Anna, 42, used a relationship to escape grief. It offered comfort, but delayed true alignment. 2. Ignoring red flags because the person feels right. Intuition is important, but comfort alone isn't. Confirmation. 3. Equating popularity with calling. A person may seem impressive publicly, but privately, are they faithful and aligned? 4. Waiting passively, not preparing internally. Discernment is cultivated, not inherited. Passive hope rarely results in alignment. Lesson: discernment and preparation matter more than passive desire. Let's make this actionable. 3 steps you can start today. Step 1. Clean your inner house. Spend 5 minutes daily in quiet. Journal your wounds, inventory unresolved grief, and release what doesn't belong to you. Step 2. Test fruit, not words. Watch how people behave under pressure. Concrete test. Ask for one small favor, or observe how they respond to setbacks. Actions reveal alignment more than words. Step 3. Build a mutual mission. Before romantic attachment, ask, how can we serve others together? Draft 1 sentence about shared purpose. Alignment thrives in shared service, not just shared feelings. When it's real, you'll feel peace that remains, not excitement that fades. Mutual sacrifice, each giving, not just receiving. Shared vision, a sense of purpose that fits like puzzle pieces. Internal script. You'll know because your spirit says yes before your words confirm it. Biblical echo. Elizabeth's baby leapt at Mary's greeting. Luke 1:41. A poetic reminder that alignment often causes immediate recognition in your spirit. Here's the surprise. God often sends miracles through ordinary people. Not celebrities, not perfect resumes. The person who fits your calling may look nothing like your dream. Quick exercise. Tonight, write down 3 ordinary places God might send alignment into your life. Church lobby, community center, your neighbor. Share one in the comments as a declaration of readiness. Let's close with a short, non-denominational affirmation. I am ready for divine alignment. I recognize what is real. I release what is false. Share this with one person who needs hope tonight. You've learned that your silence was never wasted. It sharpened your discernment, strengthened your endurance, and prepared you for alignment that truly matters. You now know how to recognize real partnerships, avoid counterfeits, and take practical steps to prepare your heart and mission. Remember, divine alignment often comes through ordinary people, ordinary moments, but it carries extraordinary purpose. If this message touched your soul, don't let it end here. Subscribe now to stay connected and receive the next instructions from heaven. Your journey is just beginning. The guidance you've been waiting for is on its way.